Trump refers to Stormy Daniels as the porn hooker. The porn hooker. That's unfortunately, that's actually pretty accurate if you think about it. You know, she accused the president of paying her for sex, basically, and she's a porn actress, so I guess the porn hooker is actually pretty accurate. But looking at the story, and it comes from secret recordings of her former friend, Stephanie Walkoff, who had recorded secretly messages or recordings of, you know, they're talking on the phone, just things that she felt like she could speak to her friend about. That's the truly most unfortunate part about this, because the intimate stuff that Melania Trump was talking to Ms. Walkoff about makes me believe that, yeah, these two were actually pretty close friends. And now your friend is basically stabbing you in the back by doing the tell-all book. And if you needed some money, you know, that's one thing to say, hey, look, I was thinking about writing this book, man, I'll stop. You paid me some money, you know, I would have respected that more than you actually releasing stuff to make her look bad. You know, I'm not a big fan of the president. I'm neutral on his wife and children. I don't think much. You know, I consider them like I consider everybody else, and I think they should be off limits. You know, politics is dirty, but they don't control anything except the ones that do, though. You know, another, like, you know, Ivanka, I believe, has a position of power, so yeah, that's fair. But and Jared also, but the First Lady, not so much, because even though the First Lady has power, it's more of like a figurehead position, and this First Lady seems pretty hands-off. But it's unfortunate that she's been shamed and embarrassed in a few ways because of her association with her husband. And that's just one of the things you sign up for when you're dealing with somebody who wants to be president, or just in politics in general. So you have a situation where your friend is recording you saying things that's going to be used against you later on. And one of the things she referred to her as the porn hooker. And she's got disdain for Miss Daniels, which is understandable because she's brought pain to her relationship with her husband, or if that's not the case, then at least embarrassment to her as a woman in general. Nobody wants to know that, the whole world to know that they're being cheated on, and that's something she has to deal with. But even worse than that is the friend who's been out there releasing this information. You know, even if we used to be friends, you shouldn't do things that's gonna hurt me later on down the line when we were friends. You know, why are you taping our conversations? What type of friend does that? Who tapes their friend's conversation? These people talk to you in confidentiality in general. So, though Ms. Walkoff seems to have I was the victim stance when it comes to Melania, I really wouldn't take her side either, because that's a low-class characteristic if you ask me. You know, you're out here exposing a former friend for money, basically. And yeah, Donald Trump is guilty of a lot of things. Melania Trump is guilty of a few things also. But, you know, trusting in a friend shouldn't be held against it. So I wouldn't hold this book in any high regard myself personally. Because, you know, if you can't trust your friends, and for them to keep your word of confidence, who can you trust?